1/1000. Okay. Sorry, I had to count to make sure I got it right. All right, so what I'm going to deal with today is something that we all need and desire, and absolutely need and desire to function well. I repeated that on purpose. And starting with M and ends with motivation. Anybody guess what I just said?
Motivation.
Motivation, yeah, that's a really hard hint. All right, so why do you think motivation is important when it comes to schoolwork or any work?
You gotta get stuff done.
Gotta get stuff done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, without motivation, you wouldn't get anything done.
Exactly. You might get stressed out you know, if you're not motivated, or you just might sleep and not do anything. What do you think are some ways that you would motivate yourself? Like,
Making a list.
Make a list. So you make a list. Okay, that's cool. Make a list.
Promise yourself a reward when you're done.
Do rewards. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second too.
Wait till the very last minute.
Procrastinate. Let's skip that one. All right. Sometimes it's not the best thing.
Think
All right.
about the negative consequences.
Think about the negative consequences.
Think
Well,
about the
I can
negative
go on
rewards.
rewards too. We can have
Yeah.
rewards, both positive and negative rewards. So there's right?
Negative reward?
Yeah, penalties is a
Okay.
form of reward. It's just a different kind. So there's two different kinds of motivation here that we're talking about. One is intrinsic and one is extrinsic. So what do you think an intrinsic reward would be, Tracy?
Something coming from within, so you motivate yourself.
Yeah. Give me an example.
Well, for me, I am motivated, which could be an extrinsic motivation, but I am motivated by good grades.
Good
I like
grades.
getting good grades, makes me feel good.
Okay, so your reward can be an intrinsic motivation,
Mhm.
all right, because if you want that for yourself. Okay, any other intrinsic motivations?
Satisfaction in doing something well.
Yeah. Just satisfaction, like I did something, I did it great, I was really capable. All right. What about some extrinsic? What do you think extrinsic means? What is extrinsic?
Well,
Coming from the outside.
results, get the results of what you've done.
Okay, so like grades could be an extrinsic resort or extrinsic
Yeah.
motivation, but they can also be internal. They can function both ways. Okay. What else?
Money.
Money. Okay. Any other motivations?
Status.
Status. Okay. Yeah.
Pride.
Pride. Okay. Some other ones that we can think of for intrinsic motivations would be like, I'm going to put in more effort into my work today. I'm going to be a very persistent learner. I'm going to learn things. And it shows, there's actually been studies that people that are really intrinsically motivated put in more effort, they try different ideas more often, and they are definitely very persistent learners, and they learn in different ways over and over and over again. And let's see. So, what about some people? Are there people that can affect extrinsic rewards in your lives or in your jobs?
Your boss.
Your boss. Okay. How can your boss affect your give you an extrinsic reward?
If you move up in the company, get
Get
a higher
promotion.
position.
Okay.
Yes.
So it'd be like, okay, do well at work to get a raise or get a promotion. Okay. So that's an extrinsic reward with the influence from somebody else. Okay. Any other
Teachers.
teachers with grades? Okay. All right. So one of the big things with motivation is turning an extrinsic reward into or extrinsic to an intrinsic. So I'm going to write my little beautiful handwriting. Arrow, it's like in chemistry, transforms into intrinsic. All right. So an extrinsic reward, let's see, job well done equals a raise or a promotion, okay? And how could we change that to an intrinsic motivation?
That could be status.
Status, okay.
Or
So you could
pride.
say, if I do my job well, I can get a promotion so that I could buy that
Have more
house
time.
that I want. Or I can have what?
More time.
More time. You have a promotion, I have a better job, I'm happier with my job, and I enjoy my life more. Or you get to spend more time with your family. So, I like that. More family time. There's a perfect example of changing extrinsic to intrinsic. And that's really important to do. And then another part of motivation is sometimes we get freaked out, we get stressed, but sometimes we don't do things well or correctly. So Has anybody ever not succeeded at doing something or failed at anything?
No.
No, never? All right, we all fit underneath that category. We're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. And part of being motivated is really accepting your mistakes and just not being willing to take risks and challenges. And you know what? If you mess up, big deal. You can learn from it. So that's one thing to really just really tackle challenges that you have and then just go for it. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen in school? You get a bad grade that you can make up elsewhere by doing better the rest of the semester, or you'll learn something that you didn't know because of it. And if that's the worst thing that can happen, is you learn to do something better. That's not so bad at all. It's just kind of interesting. We're talking about I just left.
Motivation?
Anyway, motivation, and not motivation. No, we were talking about earlier.
Time management?
Time management, and sometimes. Oh man, but my thought totally left my
Managing
mind. So
stress.
we won't even worry about it. So yeah, I think it was managing stress. So what I was thinking of was when we get stressed out over maybe not completing something or not being successful. So you just gotta take those on and go with it. It's not a big deal. So yeah, that's all I got for motivation.